Hey everybody, it's Jason here. I'm just coming back at you with another video because I've had a lot of interest in Gus, my 2021 4Runner Off-Road Premium. So I figured I'd do another video and show you what I did to the inside of the vehicle this time. I'll start by pointing out a couple things to you. I'm going to point out these upper lights. So what these are is side shooter lights. They're also marker lights, so they can come on at the same time that my grill comes on, slightly. Just as marker lights on the side of the vehicle. And then I've got these right here, which are scene lights. Yeah, the tint on them kind of sucks. I did that in haste when we were out camping one weekend, but I'll explain those, how they work in a few minutes. So starting out from the left side of the cockpit, on the driver's door. So I've got these this hanging armrest. They work great. They're very soft, cushiony, padded. For driving down the road, I think I paid 20 bucks for a pair of these. Best 20 bucks, right? And then they got little pocket storage, credit cards, cell phone, whatever you need to store in the side. I use them all the time. Then of course I've got knife, cozy, some blood sugar tabs, chapstick, whatever. So then down on the left of the steering wheel, I've got my Starlink switch right here. The Starlink I have tied into my Blue Eddy Elite power system that is in the cargo area of the back. Here is the power switch for the left side drivers, like I told you. And then I can turn on the right side over there. And that is just purely for scouting out campsites whenever we go out camping. So that way we don't have to turn the whole vehicle to see if there's an area for us to camp in. It's very handy having those lights mounted on the side of my roof rack system. Up above there, I've got another switch here. This switch here turns on my aux beam switch panel. So one keeps it all powered all the time, so I can use my rock lights, my chase lights, whatever lights I want to turn on anytime I want. Or if I switch it down to number 2, they'll only come on whenever ignition power is on. That's normally how I leave it right there. Once in a while, I will switch it to switch 1, which would allow us to power up the rock lights like while we're out camping or something like that. But that does come off of the engine battery, so I tend to leave that on number 2 most times. I've also got some under mirror lights, which are very handy. I keep those set to auto. Up above, I've got this remote control is to an aux beam switch panel I have mounted in the rear of Gus for my cargo for camping. So this sends power up to the rooftop tent. This sends auxiliary power to the rear of the vehicle, so a bunch of extra USBs, phone chargers, etc., stereo system, whatever we're plugging into. And then I've got the scene lights, which mount up, that light up the left and right side underneath the awning. So whenever we're camping and we want some, some other under lighting, I can turn those on. I also have a fixed mount switch panel that is in the rear cargo area. I'll get in the cargo area in another video, but that's fixed all the time in the rear of the vehicle. But this one goes up into the tent with us, or it can sit in my chair when we're camping and we want to change the lighting. It's very handy and a pretty cool piece of gear. So let's get this thing fired up and go over what we got going on inside here. All right, so inside Gus, the Sony XAV 9500 stereo system's firing up. And that's going to go right into CarPlay automatically. And basically I usually run Sirius on it all the time, but we can run maps and all that at the same time as we're running Sirius. Over here I've got my kind of a different start button in there, and then down below I've got a pedal commander. Don't necessarily need the pedal commander, but I run the pedal commander just to kind of manage the pedal. I run an YodaWorks tune, kind of their highest setting for the YodaWorks tune. It works great, but I use the pedal commander just to adjust how much pedal responsiveness that I want, and it works pretty darn well. Here is the aux beam switch panel, and you can see I've got amber roof lights, I've got white roof lights, I've got a front bumper light. That's used mainly for the lower camera that's in my grill to see what's over the hill whenever I can't see based on angle. I've got my windshield lights to see into the corners. So you got white roof, amber roof, kind of staggered pattern up there. I've got lower rock lights. They're in red for camping, so the bugs ain't gonna get us. And then I've got a rear chase light, and you can see that whenever those come on, that's the camera view from my rear view. And then I've got DRLs, and then I've got air compressor. It comes on and then shuts off. You know, that's just to fill up all 4 tires at once. I've got the Morphlate mounted under the hood, so I'll shut those off. And then I've got a Midland GMRS radio system, and I've got a Insta360 camera, so it can record some of the trails and whenever we want to do some video. I've been meaning to start my own channel and start recording some of our off-road adventures and some of the other things that we're doing with the build. I just been too busy doing it instead of recording it, so I'm gonna start trying to use that thing soon. But this will be cool because it can record us talking or the scenery that we're seeing in front of us, and we can be able to edit our videos a little better with this Insta360 camera. On the wife's side of the vehicle of Gus, I've got a quad lock for her as well. It's already tied into power, so she sets her phone on here, her phone's gonna start charging immediately. In addition to that, if she's running an iPad or something like this, she can plug into that via some additional USB ports. Underneath here, I've got a switch for the front lockers. The front lockers aren't in yet because the gearing has not showed up yet. I ordered some Revolution 488 gears, rem polished, and they were supposed to be in last month. I think they'll be in at the end of this month is what they're telling me. So I pre-wired it for that. I've got my quad lock on here so I can mount my phone standing up or turn sideways. And whenever I turn it sideways, what I like to do is I run an app that shows me the angle of the vehicle whenever I'm driving. It's very handy, very cool, and custom. I like it. And then underneath here, I've also got a data cord, which in addition to charging here, I have a switch right here that I can turn on and off to make this either charge or don't charge. If I set it to no charge, it would be because I am plugged into this cord, which is a data cord, which runs from my phone into the stereo system using the auxiliary port right here. This allows me to connect my phone to the Wi-Fi of my Starlink and use the Wi-Fi from my Starlink direct to my phone, and then use the data that's coming off the phone to control my Onyx or stereo or Sirius XM or whatever apps I'm wanting to run, as it's using the Wi-Fi that's on the phone through the data cable. So I'm not trying to grab onto 2 Wi-Fi signals. I'm only using a 1 Wi-Fi signal from the Starlink. Hope that makes sense. Over here, I've got a Scan Gauge 3. It works great. I can monitor everything that's going on with Gus. I've got different menus you can set up for different items. I've set up a few things, and then I can look at how things are going. So I can look at like what my tank's been doing. And if you can believe it, it's showing 19.72 miles per gallon. And I have adjusted that for the tire size, running at 35. So I increased the mile per hour and everything. It's showing 19.72. I don't trust it. I don't believe it yet. I know it was getting really good gas mileage before I put the 35s on, but I'm getting a Speedo recalibrator. It's been on back order for a couple of weeks right now. Once I can get those updated, I can't trust the 13.4 at all because I'm running 35s. I've never recalibrated the speedometer. So I'm interested to see, after I recalibrate the speedometer, what the mileage goes to. Real interested to see that. But beyond that, and maybe a couple more ports down here, the inside is dialed in. It works very well for me. I put some aftermarket knobs on here. It's got a different dash cover there. Everything's kind of blacked out except for my red cup holders so I can see them. And I've got some red trim covers coming in for those with the topo map on them. So that is the inside of Gus. I know it's a long video, guys. I hope you appreciate it. I love this build. I'm having a good time. Hope you enjoy it. I look forward to your comments.